Hello, everyone. Welcome to my 2024 WWE Money in the Bank prediction video. Now, I'm uploading it today, Friday, July 5th. So, you should be seeing it later in the afternoon, hopefully. That is because I am trying to leave early tomorrow to get down to my condo in Maryland. I don't know what time I'm going to catch up with the pay-per-view. If I do need you and can watch it the next day, obviously on Sunday, which there are not going to be that many matches on this card from what I'm seeing here on GameSpot.com. Excuse me. And while we go along here, I may have to make my microphone mic a little bit louder because I was just finishing up taping an Andy Plays episode. So let's see if I can make this 9. I don't know why this is not working today. Ugh. Let me tell you guys, you want technology to budge, but I guess not. There we go. Okay. So let's get into it. Start times tomorrow. Remember, it's on Peacock. The start time in the Scotiabank Arena in Toronto will go as follows. So it'll be 4 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Mountain, 6 p.m. Central, 7 p.m. Eastern. In Britain, it'll be 12 a.m. British Standard Time. So I know Wrestle Talk's probably going to do their own thing in England. And then supposedly in Australia, it's at 9 p.m. next day. I don't know how things work in Australia, but yeah, there will be a kickoff show an hour before on Peacock, and then 7 o'clock the main show begins. And if you are overseas, it's on WWE Network. So let's get into the 5 matches. Let's start off with Cody Rhodes, Randy Orton, Kevin Owens. Let me make sure you can see the name of the match right here. Taking on the Bloodline, Solo Sikoa, Tamatonga, Tungaloa, and Jacob Batu. So this is a 4-on-3 match. And the way I see it going, this is technically a handicap match. So in theory, I'm going to have to say it now. I think the Bloodline wins. You have to set it up for a storyline when Roman's going to come back either before SummerSlam or after SummerSlam. And this Bloodline storyline is going to continue, I think, in the SmackDown aspect of things. So, Bloodline's going to win. It's a no-doubter here. If you think that Cody, Randy, and Kevin are going to win, you must be out of your mind because they're not winning this match. And supposedly they're going with the version 2 of the Bloodline. Okay. Next up, we're going to go to the women's Money in the Bank ladder match. We're going to have Io Sky taking on Chelsea Green, Lyra Bikara, Tiffany Stratton, Naomi, and Zoe Stark. I think it would be a mistake to let Io win Money in the Bank for a second year in a row. I just think that, I don't know. We've had a back-to-back Money in the Bank in the men's side before. That being Edge, which it's happened before, I think. If it's not Edge, then I definitely remember it being CM Punk. So, we've had 2-time Money in the Bank winners. There's no question about that. But I think, given the circumstances of what's going on here, I think it's going to go... I think it's Tiffy time. I think Tiffany Stratton is ready. It's a good time to do it. I don't know. Do you want Io to cash in on Bayley? Set up another feud? I don't know. It just does not make any sense. But I'm going to go with Tiffany Stratton. I'm going to go with somebody that I think has worked their way up. It's Tiffy time. And let's have Tiffany Stratton win the briefcase. So she will be Miss Money in the Bank. Well, that's weird. I thought the other predictions were here. Guess not. Okay. So I guess we're going to go next up to right here, which is Sami Zayn taking on Braun Breaker for the Intercontinental Championship. And I'm just going to say this right now. I think Sammy has walked himself into a trap. I think Braun Breaker is a destructive machine. There's no stopping him right now. So I think as a safe pick, I'm going to go with a new champion here. So as a result, I think it's going to be Braun Breaker. Okay? That's the way I look at it. Now next up, let's get into Seth freaking Rollins taking on Damian Priest. Okay? Now, there's a lot at stake in the bloodline here. I think given circumstances, alright, given the circumstances, I think Damian Priest retains. Okay? Now, this is where I think it leads into it. Okay? I think it's going to be the main event. You know why? Because at Monday night, they were teasing it. Jey Uso, Carmelo Hayes, Andrade, John Gable, LA Knight, Drew McIntyre for Money in the Bank. So this is the way I see it. I think the Bloodline and the Wyatts are going to have a role in this match, okay? The Bloodline is going to interfere with the match. They're going to cost Jey Uso an opportunity, okay? That sets up the Roman Reigns return, where Jey Uso and Jimmy are probably going to back up Roman to take on the Bloodline version 2, likely in August or who knows, maybe in September when they move to USA. Now, as far as Chad Gable, the Wyatts will have a role in this. I think Uncle Howdy will come out. I think he will interfere with this match. I know that I want to see that personally happen, only because you have to keep that storyline going, because Chad looks like a little child and wetting his pants all the time. Let's just say it for what it is from what we've been seeing the past couple of weeks on Raw. And so now I think this sets up Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk down the line. I think this is what leads to the rivalry. I think what will occur is the men's Money in the Bank match will happen before the World Heavyweight Championship match. I think what will occur, Seth Rollins and Damian Priest will have a grueling match. Both are going to hit their finishers. And then I think what will happen is both men are going to be tired. And then when Drew comes out, because I think Drew's going to keep his promise, what he said on Monday. I think what's going to happen is when Damian, holds the belt, here's your winner, and still the World Heavyweight Champion, Damian Priest, blah, blah, blah. I think it sets up the spot where Drew McIntyre cashes in the same night and he becomes your new champion. And so what will happen going into that, I think it leads to the rematch at SummerSlam with Drew taking on Damian. Okay, I think it leads to that. And I don't know what will happen, but I just don't see the Bloodline collapsing until Rhea Ripley comes back. I'm just not a... I mean, maybe what will occur is you'll see Liv Morgan fix things as she's claiming to do. I think she's going to be hanging around with Dirty Dom. But then I think things collapse when Rhea comes back for the Bloodline. I think you've got to keep the belt on Damian Priest until Rhea Ripley comes back. Then whatever competitor decides to step up, alright, because you got to let Drew and Punk have their match at some point. I mean, we want to see it. But don't just collapse the Bloodline without Rhea Ripley having an effect into this whole thing, right? Because I think this is what's going to lead to the Rhea Ripley face turn. And it has to. If it doesn't, then I don't know what else is there to say. But it's going to lead to a confusing thing where, Punk Punk's going to cost McIntyre at SummerSlam and then no rematch. And so I think what will happen is for a month, you're not going to see Damian as a champion. I think he'll reclaim the belt in August. But then again, when Rhea comes back, that's when the chaos begins. So that's the way I look at it. So those are my predictions. Tell me what you think, if I'm crazy for saying this stuff. But I'm sorry, Damian. You're not going to have the belt maybe for a month, but that's okay. You'll get it back in August. Trust me, CM Punk's going to help you. Take my word for it. And that's what will set up the rivalry with McIntyre and Punk. I think that's what will lead to it. And then, who knows? Maybe it leads down the line to where Punk's going to headline WrestleMania finally next year. I hope I'm right, but we'll see. Okay, folks, so I'm going to stop rambling on here. I actually want to watch some soccer right now. I actually have UEFA Euro on mute as I'm recording this. So let me stop recording. Let me go right to YouTube and upload this. And then I have another video I got to edit today, and then, pack up and take care of some stuff to get ready for Delmarva tomorrow. So that's it, folks. That's how I think things will end up here with Money in the Bank. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and we'll talk about it a little bit. Maybe you have your own theories on what will happen with the bloodline, and what will happen with the Judgment Day and the Wyatts. Because these are some very crazy times we're going to be having as WWE fans going into SummerSlam, I think. So that's it. Thank you for watching. And remember, 7 p.m. Eastern start time on Peacock tomorrow. So take care, everyone. Goodbye.